Bringing the Light is exclusive to the Works on Mondays with Stephen Light at 2211. Stephen, welcome.
Great, Neville. Good to be here.
Good to have you with us. Stress is such a killer, literally a killer. It manifests itself mentally and, more importantly, physically throughout your being and can cause deterioration. It can cause just untold damage to your body. How do you cope with stress?
You know, Neville, I'm going to say something quite profound here. There is no such thing as stress. All we have is millions of people thinking stressful thoughts. Now, that's quite profound because what we do see is the manifestation of stress. We see people who have high blood pressure, hearts are beating, sweating, they're stressed. All of these things start taking place based on the way we perceive the situations we find ourselves in. So we can acknowledge that some people really thrive under pressure and other people take huge strain under pressure. So one person's hell becomes another person's heaven. We are all very different based on the way we perceive situations. Now, the interesting thing here is that we choose what we think. So we choose how we perceive situations. That is where our power lies. If we can change the way we perceive situations, we can change and we can manage the level of stress that we experience in the workplace.
What I gather from what you've been saying, Stephen, is it boils down to one thing. It's all in your mind.
That's it, Neville. It's in our mind. It starts in our mind by the way we think about situations, but the manifestation of it shows up in our bodies. If you've noticed some people who look a lot older than they do, their hair's grey, they've got wrinkles underneath their eyes, they really look old and run down. When we experience stressful situations, part of our reptilian brain is the fight or flight symptom. So what happens is cortisol is pumped into our body and we either prepare to fight or we flight, run away. Now, in recent times in the workplace, we experience the same situations where our lives are not in danger, but we have the same reactions based on the way we think about them. Cortisol is pumped into our body, and by the way, cortisol is known as the aging hormone, and that starts aging us prematurely. So if we can change the way we think about these situations, and we start focusing on other things and calming ourselves down, taking a step out of it, we can start managing the physical manifestations we have in our bodies.
Well, to get more ideas on how to coach yourself to learn to cope with stress or workforce to cope with stress, Stephen Light is the man to help you. Stephen, how can we get a hold of you?
Neville, you can go to my website on www.peopleactive.com. That's without the E on the end of active.